bath. Hey guys, so I have just got out of the bath. As you can see, hair is still wet, but yeah. Um, I'm gonna do a video on uh why I like Twilight. Okay, so the reason why I like Twilight is because it's not your usual vampire story, and I hate this because everybody moans at me saying how much I'm addicted to Twilight, but they don't let me explain why. So I'm actually going to explain it in this video, and so yeah. And one of the reasons is because it's not your usual vampire story. Normally, like if you've seen the movie first, um, they both die at the end, and they were both vampires and they both fell in love. And at the end of like other vampire movies, there's always an unhappy ending. Always, there's never a good ending with vampire movies, if you know what I mean. But then with Twilight, it's different, and there is a werewolf in it, and like I know in Underworld there's werewolves and vampires too, but that's a total different story. So like there's a werewolf that loves a vampire, that loves not a vampire, sorry, that loves a like normal person like Bella, and then there's a vampire, but that wolf kills vampires, and you just like it just feels really good because it's not what you normally see. It's something totally different to what you normally see, and I think that if they didn't have Jacob in there, or the wolf stuff, and the actual storyline that it is now, I probably wouldn't be a Twilight addict. But I might like the video, I might like the film, but I wouldn't have actually like be how addicted as I am to it than now. But I think that wait, I'm just gonna put the camera right. But I think definitely, and I'm just staring at my Jacob picture right there. Just thinking that seriously, if he wasn't in it, then I wouldn't be loving it right now because he, and that's one of the reasons why I like Twilight because they have Jacob Black in it. And he is a werewolf, and like I said, he's in love with Bella, but there's also a vampire in love with Bella. But he can't really be in love with her because she loves him more, and he kills her. So it's a really difficult situation between them, and so that's what one of the reasons why I like it. And the second reason why I really like it is because there's a love story in it, and I just love romance. It's like my favorite movies of all time, romance. Okay, so yeah, that's probably one of the other reasons why, because there's romance in it, there's a love story, and the other story is that there's um a love triangle in it between Jacob, Edward, and Bella, and I think that's really good because you just like in New Moon, you didn't know what to expect, or I didn't know what to expect. You didn't know whether she was going to get a Jacob. If you hadn't read the books, and you have, just say that you have only watched the first Twilight, and you have no one's told you nothing about New Moon, because that's what happened to me. No one told me nothing about New Moon. I didn't know what to expect, and I was just, when I watched it for the first time, I was just like, so she's with Jacob now. And I got really confused because I knew the story of Twilight, and I knew there was an eclipse with Edward in. So I was so confused. And then you just like think about it, and so yeah. Um, so I think yeah, that's really good. And my fourth reason is because well, it's not just one movie. There's loads of other movies, so it continues, and you just need to wait for the story to continue. And so, what I'm saying is, like, you get like one movie, and there should be a second movie to it, but there's not. There isn't a second movie, but there should be. There should be there definitely should be a second movie. And then there's Twilight, and it just continues. But it doesn't continue on forever. It ends. But I'm hoping they make the ending think that there's like their life's like, I know it's fake. I know Twilight is fake. I'm not like it's real. I know that it's made up and everything like that. But Twilight is just like at the end of Breaking Dawn Part 2. I hope they're gonna think that there's like their lives are still going on. Like, right, they still go on forever and ever and ever. And there is no more movies. There is no more. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna bring out the short second life of Bruce Hannah. But I hope they do. That would be actually quite good if they did bring that out as a movie. But yeah, as I'm saying, I just hope that it like does the ending as if it's gonna continue. Like, it's really hard to explain. Like, it's continuing, but you're not gonna see it continue, if that makes any sense. And then my fifth reason is because it's like it's different. It's different to every other movie. Um, and people compare Twilight to Harry Potter because Robert Pattinson played someone in Harry Potter, but I don't know who. Because I like Harry Potter, but I haven't seen all of them. So I have seen them all in there, and it's really sad because he dies in Harry Potter. Robert Pattinson does, but yeah. Yeah. I actually don't know. Why people compare it to Harry Potter, just because Robert Pattinson is in both movies, like Twilight and Harry Potter. But to be honest, Harry Potter is like, it just goes on, and it's as if it's never gonna end, you know. And I know that Deathly Hallows Part 2 has been out and stuff like that, but it's like it's never gonna end. And I know that's the same with Twilight, but Twilight is so much different, and you're just gonna expect like more from Harry Potter. Like, the movies are amazing. Don't get me wrong, they are really good, but I've only seen like the first four. So yeah, I really need to catch up on Harry Potter. But I'm just saying that, you know, it's Harry Potter is totally different to Twilight. So what the hell would they say? Yeah, Harry Potter is better than Twilight, when like you can't really judge it, and you can only compare things if they're like the same as each other. So I don't know what other stories have a love triangle in. I'm trying to think now. Well, I don't know, but like another movie with another love triangle in. Um, like Pearl Harbor. I wouldn't actually say that's a love triangle, but it's just like a girl and the guy that goes away that she was in love with. Well, they think he's dead and he's not. So then she gets with his mate. When he comes back, Ray is still in love with Rosalind, or Evelyn, is it? I don't know. I can't remember her name. And Danny is also still in love. So with her. So it's a very like, so you can compare Pearl Harbor with Twilight because it's kind of the same because there's a love triangle. But in Harry Potter there isn't that. There isn't. I actually don't think there is any love in it. There is some, I suppose there is, because I've seen trailers and stuff. But it's not like it's really complex love stories. So I seriously don't get that. And then yeah, so I guess that there's another reason for why I like Twilight, and that's because there is vampires in it. Now, I never used to be a fan of vampires. You know what? I thought I was gonna hate Twilight. I seriously did. I saw all the trailers for it, and then my friend Mira told me about Twilight, and she explained it to me, and I said, "Okay, that looks okay, I suppose." And I only thought I thought I wasn't gonna like it. So I just watched it, and I was just like, "Oh my god, wow!" And so I just loved it ever since, and it's amazing. Okay, and um, so my first reason is because, no, not my first reason. My other reason is because you never know what to expect. And even with the book, if you read the Breaking Dawn the book, well, you don't even know what to expect in the movies because they always change it, and for all you know, they could change it completely, which I really hope they don't do. But they can make Innesmay die or something. But you don't know that. And in like the scene with the Volturi, they could they could change it, and apparently they actually fight with the Volturi. But in the book they don't actually fight. They just like talk through things instead. So yeah, so they really do change it. So you don't even know what to expect, even if you read the books. But with Harry Potter, you know it's going to follow the storyline. Because you just it can't not follow the storyline, if you get what I mean. Because if it doesn't follow the storyline, then like then how is it? It might as well just be a whole different movie if they're not going to follow the storyline to Harry Potter. So yeah, I can't really judge whether Harry Potter is better than Twilight because I haven't seen all of them. And you see, that's another reason, right? People at school, I'm not going to say any names, but yeah, there's this girl, and she's like, oh my god, I hate Twilight so much and stuff. And it's just like, really, what the hell? Because she hasn't seen it, and she can't say that she hates something if you haven't seen it. It's like if there's like this guy, and everybody says that he's really ugly and stuff. You can't really judge yet because you haven't seen him. And for all they know, that guy could be really fit, and he probably is, you know. But like, so yeah, and she can't really say that she hates it if she hasn't seen it. So I think that's really unfair. And she's just like, oh, I know I'm gonna hate it and stuff. But I thought I was gonna hate it. I was just like, oh my god, I know I'm gonna hate this. So I just sat down and watched it, and I'm so happy I did. Because if I just ignored it when it was on TV, if I just ignored it, then I don't know. I actually don't know where my life would be, and I probably wouldn't have a YouTube account because ever since I was Twilight, I was always wanted to do a Twilight book review, and then that's probably how I got my Twilight account, my YouTube account, and so yeah, right, I'm gonna go now, and so I hope you enjoyed watching me.